Pulmo and Braverte made their way back. Ten and Sight were there as well. The four of them exchanged information about what they found. Braverte wasn't too shocked at the fact that Strills was a part of this whole thing. I think that what we found was the production center. Ten and Sight found the distribution center. Ten nods, but then looks at Braverte as he asks his question. What is my os made of? I have a feeling the answer is behind that door. I have my suspicions, but I don't want to say them out loud without proof. Pulmo is looking at the map they constructed of the lab and the building they entered, and they found a schematic of the supply warehouse as well. When and who? Braverte looks at Ten and Sighty. Do you two have any idea of how long Demo and Cleus will take to recover? Ten looks at the closed door to Demo's room, and then looks back at Braverte. I've seen him survive worse and wake up in a few minutes, so I'm pretty sure he will wake up pretty soon and be ready to go. Sight keeps her eyes on the maps as she answers. Cleus will need a few more days for full recovery, but he will be back stronger than ever. Ten seems a bit worried about Cleus as well. But what if the top 10 work for Bilicus and Strills? He might have to face Endo again. My king will be fine. Braverte takes a deep breath and smiles. Thank you two, and make sure to thank Demo and Cleus as well when they wake up. Let's all get some rest and prepare for what's to come. With that, they all go their separate ways. Sight goes back to her dorm, and Pulmo goes back to her home. Ten goes back to his room. When he is alone, the top of his hand lights up. Sorry it took so long, but going through the history of this planet was a lot more difficult than expected. Why? It felt like some purposely rewrote certain parts to fit a narrative, but only in certain books and sites, whereas other places and classified documents told a totally different story. Someone is rewriting this planet's history to fit their needs. Why would anyone do that? I don't know yet. The small clues and hints I've uncovered tend to lead to someone who is referred to as the link. But what they are linking to, I still haven't found. So the information you have can't be trusted. There is so much disinformation and distortion of the truth that I can't say with certainty what is true and what isn't. But whoever is doing this must have a lot of power and influence. To change a whole world's history and get away with it is amazing. History has always been written by the most wicked and evil, as they are usually the winners. But this person doesn't seem to be affiliated with this planet per se. What kind of changes are they making, though? The patterns I've seen so far is that they are erasing or replacing key figures and important historical generals and kings. At times they are diminishing their accomplishments or adding scandals to their name that are unproven. That's weird. I will continue digging and analyzing the information. Once I have found concrete answers, I will let you know. Thank you. After that exchange, Ten went to sleep. It was in the early morning that the front doorbell rang at Braverte's house. Braverte was getting ready to go to work, so he was already fully dressed when he answered the door. There stood Bilicus with an innocent smile on his face. Braverte, however, was disgusted with the fact that Bilicus came to his house. Why are you here? Bilicus places his hand on his chest, as if he is shocked at Braverte's rudeness. What's with all the hostility? I just came to check up on my new club member, Demo. I heard what happened in the fight, and I was so worried I could barely sleep. Braverte's gaze is one of distrust and slumbering rage, but Bilicus doesn't seem too bothered. Mind if I come in and check on the poor boy? Without waiting for a reply, Bilicus steps past Braverte to make his way in. Braverte is disgusted by the idea of having Bilicus in his house, but doesn't have a valid reason to reject him. So he decides to get this over with as quickly as possible as he points at Demo's room's door. He is in that room. Bilicus starts walking towards the room, and while walking back, he looks back at Braverte. Principal Braverte, are you okay? Are you getting enough sleep? You look a little tired, as if you were up all night as well. I'm doing just fine. Never better, actually. I'm glad to hear it. Bilicus opens the door to Demo's room and finds Demo still unconscious. Oh, Mai Tai really did a number on him. He walks closer to the bed and raises his hand to place it on Demo, but Bravertes becomes extremely protective. Don't touch him. Bilicus stops his hand and then looks back over his shoulder with an enraged look on his face. Who do you think you are to give me orders? Doesn't matter who I am, don't touch him. Or what? Learn to eat without your hands. Bilicus now completely turns to face Braverte. You forget yourself. Then make me remember. The two come closer until they are face to face and within striking range.